there are a few topics that I have seen floating so much online these days. These are certain advice which are being given out by almost everyone, and it's problematic to certain degrees. Again, this is my opinion, and it does not mean that these advice are inherently bad, but it might not be the right advice for certain people because certain advices are only applicable to people in certain situations. If you are not in that particular situation right now, this advice might be not a good advice for you. So before you take anyone's advice and implement that in your life, the first and the most important thing you need to do is ask yourself whether you need to do this or not. If yes, then go for it. There is no problem in that. There is no harm in following advices and taking up other people's ideas and implementing them in your life because some of them are really good ideas. But if you blindly follow some advice just because it's popular and everyone else is doing, then there is a problem because people will only show it to you when they are successful. But if they are not successful after following the advice, they will keep it to themselves. So the statistics is very skewed. You only see the successful people, but you do not see the unsuccessful people. And even the people who are successful, they do not tell you everything they have done to earn the success. There are certain things which they keep to themselves because they feel that it might not be relevant, or it might not be glamorous enough, or it might not be, fun enough to share with their viewers. And because the advice they're giving out isn't perfectly tailor made to you, you shouldn't believe them as what they see. You should see and try, figure out if that advice works for you. If it does not work for you, then it's fine. And I think you should be free to criticize these people and call them out and not believe that whatever they are saying is correct. The most common advice which I have come across on social media platforms and video streaming platforms is quitting your 9 to 5 and starting an online business. This is like literally everywhere. So many people want to quit their 9 to 5 jobs and start an online business, and I don't know what they're trying to sell, what service, what product, I have no idea. And I am pretty clueless about starting an online business. And if it's something you want to do and you can do it successfully and you have an idea and you have a product or a service you can sell, or you can do something with your business, then great, go ahead, do it. But if you are clueless like me, then I think before you start an online business, before you quit your stable 9 to 5 job, you should really think about it first and decide whether or not if it is worth quitting your job for. The most important thing you need to figure out for yourself first is, do you have the resources to fall back on once you quit your job? Because starting a business does not guarantee revenue. Starting a business does not guarantee profits. You have to work for years and years to make a business profitable. And even after that, the profit margins may not be enough to sustain you. Very few people are able to make successful businesses that can be scaled very high, and so many startups are failing these days. So before you start a business, before you leave your job, make sure that you have enough money to fall back on. And if you don't have your own money, if you should have someone else to fall back on, maybe a family member, maybe your partner, maybe your sibling, someone to help you out if things do not work out, someone to help you out if things do not go the way you want it to, and you can always go back to your old life and go back to your job if things don't work out. So it's good to give it a try. It's good to quit your job if you feel it's not right for you and you want to start a business. But before you do so, make sure you have resources. You have people to support you. I don't want anyone to take a risk and feel later that they have been duped and deceived by certain people who they do not know, they never met. Just because a person went online and told everyone their success story, that doesn't mean that everyone will be successful as that person. It's impossible to recreate someone else's success because I believe that everyone's success and everyone's life path is very. Just do not fall into the trap, do not follow a trend, Do not listen to people just because you think it is going to work out. Trust me, 99% of the time it does not work out. If you are one of those people who tried and it did not work out for you, I think it's okay. You should be happy that you tried to follow your dreams, and you should be okay with the fact that no matter what you did, at least you did. You were not one of those people who were just talking about things and never taking action. Take action, and even if you fail, do not criticize yourself. Be proud and be okay with the fact that if it's like this, there is no guarantee in anything. And if something works out for you, it's good. If it doesn't work out for you, then it's fine as well. The second most floating online advice that I have come across is college is a scam. Do not go to college. It's yes and no. I think if you're going to college to learn something new, to get a degree, to get a job in a particular field which requires you to have that particular degree, or if the kind of jobs you're aiming for, and if you're living in a country where it is very important to have college degrees to get a job, like I live in India, and it is expected by most companies to have a degree to get a job. Like some companies don't want you to have a degree. You can have basic education and still be able to get a job. But like most of the companies here want you to have a degree and also experience. Figure out where you are living and what is the situation there, and how much debt will you be in after going to college. If college is expensive, then I think it's okay to figure out other ways to make money and to have a career. But if you see that college is not expensive and you get the opportunity to go to college, and I think you should take it up, because college experiences cannot be supplemented by anything. And I have a college degree. I have been to college, and I know that there are so many things that I have learned going to college. I wouldn't be able to do it if I did not take up that course. Like making this YouTube video, the reason I could do it so confidently is because I went to college. I did my graduation in journalism and mass communication. Since I have a communication degree, I learned the style of filmmaking, and I learned how to be confident enough, how to write well, how to make content. Like in short, so one of the interests to make content which I developed was after going to college. I had the knack, but I couldn't figure it out until I was in college, until I saw how things were done. And I I think if I did not go to college, if I straight out started working after my high school, I think I would have missed the opportunity to learn some new skills and even start this YouTube channel. So it would have been impossible without my college. So it's very important for you to figure out if the degree is worth it or not. Do not get a degree just because everyone else is getting a degree. Get a degree because you need it. Don't just go and get a degree to just get a job that you can get without a degree, just to make the same amount of money as someone who has less qualifications than you. That does not make sense. So get a degree only when you think it's worth it. Another advice which I see often is do not get married at a young age. Enjoy your singlehood as long as you can before you settle for someone. And many people take this advice to their hearts and they do not get committed to anybody in their 20s or even in their 30s. They want to get married late, maybe never, and they end up feeling lonelier because these people are not one of those people who really want to be single and happy. They are just following the trend. They are listening to peer pressure. They are listening to other people's advice because their friends are doing it. They feel that if they are not single, they'll miss out certain opportunities. So that's why they decide to be single and they decide to be miserable and lonely. So if you are single just because your friends are single and you think that you will be happy when you're single, but you figured out that you will be happier in a relationship, then you should be in a relationship. Similarly, if all your friends are in a relationship, just do not go and get in relationship with anyone you find, because if you do that, you will also end up being miserable. I think that when you find someone who is worth it, no matter what your age is, you should be committed to that person if you feel ready. And getting married young is a great thing if you find the right person. And there is no hard and fast rule that if you marry after 35 you will be happy, and if you marry at 22 you will be miserable, you will miss out on something. No, you can still be miserable even if you are single at when you're 27. You can be. Like, there are so many people I've seen who end up following such advices and end up being miserable. So do not follow those advices. Follow your heart, and if you find someone to settle down with, do it. And if you do not find someone, don't force yourself to settle down with just because everyone else is. Fourth advice, which I have heard so often, is you need to hustle in your 20s and 30s so that you can retire early. Glorification of this hustle culture has become so common that people think that if they want to retire early, they have to work day and night, work multiple jobs, have multiple side hustles, have multiple streams of income, have no real sleep, no real fun, just because they think that they can retire at the age of 40 and they can chill and travel the world and have a great life. Yeah, you can do all of that, only if life turns out the way you have planned, because life is so uncertain. You never know that what will happen tomorrow. You never know what situation you will be in, and whatever money you made, whatever sacrifices you did by working in your 20s and 30s, there is no guarantee you will be able to enjoy your life in your 40s. There are so many unfortunate situations you may fall in. I do not want to talk about any of them as examples because I think those are very depressing to talk about. But I, being practical, would say that it's great to work in your 20s and 30s because you are young, full of energy. You can work longer and feel less tired. You can take more stress easily than when you're older. But do not stress yourself that much that you end up feeling burnt out, you end up hating your life, and you end up being more miserable than before. Because when you're older, you will just feel like what I have done. I have missed so many opportunities, and those opportunities and experiences will never come back because life do not give you the same opportunities over and over again. Sometimes it's okay to take, a break. Sometimes it's okay to relax, not hustle that much. And even if you are not making that much money, it's okay. Life is not about making millions and having a six figure salary. Not everybody strives to make that. I think there are many people who would be happy to have a decent job, something that helps them have a roof over their head and food on their table. That's it. Some people just want a simple life, and whatever you want, you do it. Do not forget to enjoy your life, because if you do not do it when you are young, you will not be able to enjoy it when you're old. It is not linear. You would plan something and life ends up being completely different. There is no guarantee that it is going to work out. Have plans, but do not rely on them so much that you end up sacrificing everything in your life for it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, then do please like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment if you feel anything that you want to say. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you soon.